Welcome to Midweek Point and Click, your place for adventure games, I guess. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, not bad.
That's good. Whispers of a Machine, pretty good game so far. We got stuck towards the end, but I have a few ideas. I think we just maybe needed to sleep on it or something like that, but I guess we'll do a recap. So we managed to bust our way into a bedroom, and there was an incubated baby in like a mecha womb or something like that, and we had to do we basically had to adjust the oxygen levels and so forth to keep the baby alive. We then went and found another body that was jammed in a machine, and we were able to find the murder weapon at the scene as well, which was good. And now we're trying to, I think, in order to finish the day, we need to give some nutrients to the baby again, but we're missing the canister, so we've been looking around for this canister to try and figure it out. There is a cult backstory as well, where we found out that a school teacher happens to be the lady that is maybe has something to do with this womb, this robo womb. We'll soon find that out. Culinary, good to see you.
Yep. So yeah, because the baby is like their attempt to make the next step in evolution, or
yeah, it's like an AI
the baby's
cyborg thing.
Yeah, because the baby's immersed as part of its thing. It's immersed in the chemical that is given to humans in order to give them cyborg implants.
Yes, well,
Like,
given to special agents.
Yeah, or anyone that needs cybernetic enhancements, and they call it the slang term for it is the blue, and so this baby is bathed in like 6% of whatever this chemical is. That's the blue.
Exactly. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe it's like baby Jesus or something.
Yeah.
We'll soon find out. So we did find a couple of kids outside the junkyard because we're looking for this canister, and we found, I think their name was Alicia and what was the other name? I don't know, Tommy or something.
Yeah.
Alicia's a narc though. She wants to become a cop and arrest little Tommy or little Billy or whatever his name is for being a rat bag. But yeah, we're also trying to find the teacher. She's been elusive so far. So
Which we suspect, especially because of the baby, because she's just not there, we suspected that because of the non-linear nature of it, it's making us trigger something else in order for her to appear here. Like it's waiting for us to at least reach some sort of closeness with the different threads.
Exactly.
And then that might be the nutrients. And then when we figured out the baby was running low on nutrients, we assumed that's it, because that's obviously something that, even though it's not related to the teacher, it's something the game's going to want us to fix up before we progress certain points.
And we also unlocked a new cybernetic enhancement, which is this magic eye, enhanced vision. So it allows us to do the CSI thing where we can see something, in night vision, but also very, very clear as well. So...
Well, it's got magnification, so we can see things in the distance. Which we haven't used that. We've used the dark mode vision, or night vision.
Exactly.
We haven't used the magnification yet.
Alright.
Before we continue, I've got a story.
Okay, go ahead.
So on the weekend I had a dream, and in the dream I was in like a kind of like a Disneyland. I've never been to actual Disneyland, but it was kind of like in a sort of Disneyland-like place. There was a couple of horrific events that I was sort of getting away from. Isn't to do with this story, but I found myself in this part of it that's like it was like a building, and there were animatronics all around, and the idea is it's a murder mystery, so you're going through these rooms and there's animatronic things here and there, things moving. There's a narrator, like I've never read any of the Nanny McPhee things, but that kind of, when Nancy Drew, like narrator guiding you through.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, I'll do this murder mystery while I go through and actually try to do this. There's a pair of glasses, and I picked them up, and as I moved them in front of me, I could see that like seeing whatever I saw through the glasses was highlighted. Like I could see these footprints on the ground, like lit up, and then when I've held it still, it's done the counting up percentages of like analyzing, and I've gone, oh, that's just like the game. So not only that, but in the dream, I got out my phone and put the camera phone in front of the glasses so to capture the footprints through the glasses, just to get an example photo of it. Because I was going to post in the chat of like, oh, look what I found that reminded me of this game. Like I was thinking about the next stream in my dream.
That is so weird. Awesome. Are you still there? It sounded like you got cut off.
Oh no, it's still there. That was the end.
Nice. Alright, so I have a feeling there's one place we've been and have done really nothing in it. And to me that's suspicious, because there's always something. And that is the museum.
I guess so.
Okay, let's have a look.
Path of the Pilgrim.
Okay.
Kind of an odd name for an exhibition about the collapse. Path of the... This facility has been deemed compliant with the Third Decree, 12th Amendment, on November 4th, 79 AR.
Yeah, so the wording of that is, that she finds weird, is very in line with the way the cult speaks.
The collapse occurred on what we now refer to as Year Zero AR, Anno Reducto, Year of the Collapse.
Okay.
During this time, AI was involved intimately in every part of our lives. The typical family could not be sustained without it for more than a few weeks. A coalition of anti-technology, anti-globalist, and religious movements, referred to as the Human Wave, reached a critical mass due to a series of AI incidents across the globe. A growing fear of the singularity, mainly proposed by Voice for Human Progress, VFHP, was a contributing factor, as were proven hardware faults in widespread robotics across the globe. On June 2nd, the Third Decree UN resolution was passed, declaring that all AI was scheduled to be discontinued over a course of 10 years.
That's right.
An observant reader may notice that this definition is different from the Third Decree we live by today, wherein CPUs are completely outlawed. This is because the Third Decree has been amended 12 times. However, the phasing out period for AI did not proceed as planned, and we now enter an era in which there are large holes in our historical records. But we do know that there was a massive worldwide blackout, rendering most computer chips and processors in the world unusable. Contemporary scholars have theorized about what exactly caused this sudden change. If it was a deliberate large-scale attack, an unintended consequence of the ongoing shutdowns, or if there could be natural causes, such as solar flares. The evidence is scarce, and the lack of global communication and infrastructure, not to mention the struggle for daily survival, has made truth-seeking in this matter extraordinarily difficult. Regardless, the end result was clear. From that day, the old world was no more. In the dark, we took our first stumbling steps as truly free humans, surrounded by our mountains of dead machines.
It's like Terminator. It's interesting that
like,
this...
I was thinking it's like Gene, because Gene is similar, where they successfully suppressed all AI before it could reach a singularity, whereas it was reaching a singularity.
Yeah, it's interesting in this game that there's no CPUs. Wasn't old mate on his computer at the police station?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, because Unit's just very highly regulated, where you can have CPUs because you have to. It's that everything's controlled, so everything's very dumb. There's no sort of automation. But you've got to have something that just processes signals, like even if it's not AI coded, process signals for something like a computer to work.
Yeah.
The human wave was a loose affiliation of political and religious movements with the supreme goal of eradicating AI. It is widely considered to be the largest single cause of the collapse. Post-collapse, the movement continued its activities to some extent up to 4AR, but gradually lost its ability to maintain any larger operations due to the extensive deglobalization. Over time, the subgroups of the human wave splintered back into their original factions. Some, having accomplished their goals, ceased to exist completely. Others, like the Church of Epos, Earth Preservation Orthodox Society, were formed to find a new place in a post-collapse world.
Interesting. Oh, Steve. You got a friend in chat.
Due to the third decree, AI today is practically non-existent outside sanctioned laboratory conditions. Fringe terrorist groups such as the Conduit and N Protocol, EP, still try to resurrect AI, but have been successfully fought and nearly wiped out by authorities. Critics of the nanosubstance Blue claim that despite it lacking CPUs, it is a form of intelligent neural network warranted to be included in the third decree. Defenders of Blue tend to cite the Fourth Amendment, where transhumanism efforts in the form of human augmentation are declared legal. However, the Fourth Amendment was written before the discovery of Blue, when primitive mechanical and cybernetic implants were the only options for human augmentation.
Just gotta charge my headset. There we go. Alright, let's see. Let's Ooh, Musophile achievement, whatever that is. This shoots the laser, right? I think. Yeah, this thing, whatever that is.
Seems to be targeting that other thing.
Whatever it is.
Yes, that's why in Dune, they never explained it in the new movie, but
Whoa.
shit.
Go on, Steve.
So just from pressing the button enough times.
I guess so. Maybe I didn't spin the globe around enough.
Yeah. There's that character, I think the only time they show it is one point he asks, like when that highlighter is coming down, what does this all cost? And his eyes sort of roll back and he goes, so much for this, so much for taxes, and he does this calculation. So they're mentats. So in the Dune universe, computers are banned, or AI is banned to such an extent that even a complex calculating machines are banned. So you have these people that are conditioned as human
That makes sense.
calculators.
The dude in the movie has a weird... Yeah, it's kind of like a... I can't remember. Do they start convulsing or something while they're thinking?
He rolled his eyes back. They don't necessarily do that in other pieces. They just sort of go into a 1,000-yard stare. Mm-hmm. They did the one thing in that is the two characters that are mentats, they have this... So in the book, they've got these stains around their mouths. That's the main chemical that gives them that ability. Mm-hmm. Stains their mouths. In the new movie, they kind of look more like tattoos. So it ends up not looking like some sort of chemical stain.
Gotcha.
So it's these stylized tattoos, but that sort of makes them look more natural. That's the one mark that it's someone's a mentat.
There's gotta be a whole bunch of third-degree infractions in this place. Maya must have conducted her secret illegal experiments here.
Since you're a mathematician, does that mean that when you do that, your eyes roll back as well?
No, because I can't calculate like that.
Wow.
That's the one thing with the master. At the start of the master degree, they said they're not going to teach us anything a calculator can do.
Oh. Holy crap, we've got a lot of stuff in here. Let's see.
So I see a nutrient canister was the first thing I saw.
Ooh, okay.
Equations of some kind. I can't make sense of them. Various technical drawings. Some of them look similar to the womb tank.
Nice. Man, I love point and click games that have the highlight everything. It's so much better.
It smells awful. This must have been here since Maya was killed.
Or she's a bad cook.
This place was set up to be private. Makes sense, given the circumstances.
So how you doing, Carl? Things good on your end?
There were a couple of tapes here.
Oh, sweet.
We have a player? We don't, do we?
Not yet, we don't.
Various tools for electronics and mechanical work.
Oh, 'cause it's Kathy Rain. I think we had get a cassette player and you can play tapes in it.
Oh, we had to splice in that, didn't we? Like splice a message.
Oh, yeah. There was another. Yeah, there was a. Well, we had a playback thing on us, but there was another device where you put the tapes in and you could splice them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool.
And we had to do
Dirty
the
laundry, presumably mine.
True Lies
Seems like she
style
made herself comfortable down there.
tape.
This place was set up to be private. Makes sense, given the circumstances.
Take it. Take it.
Good. I think this is what I need for the womb tank.
Nice.
And then upstairs
Feels
is
empty.
upstairs is a nutrient machine.
It's like in the Matrix. What's that stuff that... tasty wheat. Is this
Oh,
stuff?
the soylent stuff.
A big bucket filled with some kind of tubes.
Audio station. Maybe we can listen to the
A
tapes
few
here.
different machines for working with audio. Looks like I can play audio tapes here.
Cool. All right.
A wall filled with machines. There has to be plenty of illegal technology in here.
Lots of CPUs. Oh, okay.
This computer must require some kind of hardware key.
Like a YubiKey or something. Do you use a YubiKey at work, Steve? Or something similar?
Not for most stuff. I start up a Google account under my work email for distributing Android builds on the Play Store. And for that I had to get a it's the same thing, but yeah, one of those hardware keys.
Yep.
I had to tell Dad explicitly not to throw it away, and he said I wouldn't do that, but it's because the thing is so cheap and plasticky that you'd never assume it's something important.
Yeah. Is it like the black ones with the gold disc that you touch?
No, it's like blue, like standard blue. I can't even think of the objective, like the type of blue, because it's just a
Maybe
raw
from
blue,
Maya's garden upstairs.
but then the gold's little thing you put your thumb on.
Yep.
An electronic headset of some kind. Looks turned off. An
Okay, well, let's try the tapes.
In a dream, I was summoned by the Acer. I had been chosen to create a new god, and her name was Huldra. She would be conjured in my mind, and the creed, at long last, would become manifest. I awoke in tears, and this vision has stuck with me ever since.
It's like your dream, Steve.
This woman doesn't sound very sane.
So the Aesir were that's the race that Odin was, right? Odin, like Thor was half and half, but that's the general premise, right? Aesir are the kind of god people.
With the comic books.
No, Norse mythology.
I'm not sure.
An AI superintelligence would essentially be indistinguishable from a god. Infinite intelligence
This is
leads
like,
to infinite knowledge, and by extension, infinite power, illness, suffering, even death itself could be turned into obsolete concepts. And what is a god, if not one who has
miserable
reign over
pile of
life
secrets.
and death?
Yeah, those are conduit ideas, all right.
There was speaking of comic books, what was the name of the dude? He was Jarvis, like Iron Man's AI that got put into a body. I'm not too sure. Can't remember off the top of my head. Not Ultron. The one that isn't Ultron. Pink guy.
Thanos.
No.
When I think of a pink eye, I actually don't know the comic books that well.
Got a mental blank. upstairs. Get the goo.
All right, all filled up.
Excellent. Now we can give it to the baby. Mimir Road. The smartest man alive.
Ironically, she also looks like the police chief from Blade Runner, the new one. Except she's kind of the opposite. She's keeping a baby alive. That represents the next evolution.
Some kind of live out.
Guess we gotta open the tank, I think. Oh, no, we don't actually. Oh, what was it? Close? Oh, hell. I thought I did exit. Oh, I spelled it wrong, that's why. That'll do it. Spacer? How you doing? Good to see you here. Yep, it's the festive time. You know, everyone's to be merry. And look at this, I can do it, hang on. There we go, I can change the color. There we go, we've got a blue hat now. Okay, so I think the receptacle is what we want, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the, yeah.
All right,
Oh.
red light gone. Must have done the trick.
Done. Excellent. Whoop.
It's automatically
Looks
taking
like
a look.
things are working out okay for you in there.
Come up with a nickname for the baby.
Oh.
Damn straight we will.
Oh, do we, David?
Okay. Munchkin, Shrimp, Dynamo, Squirt, or now Steve, you're going to choose Squirt because you're an absolute filth bag, or Peanut.
I don't like any of those. Squirt's inappropriate for a baby. Despite
Yes.
the weird connotations, it's also something you might call a little kid, but that's like if you were in the 1940s or 50s.
I'm going to go with Dynamo because it kind of sounds like a robot
Machine.
thing. Yeah.
Little dynamo.
Yep. Ooh, pick the baby trophy. Ooh,
Huh.
boyfriend.
Dynamo.
Oh, shut up.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Seeing a baby like this?
Yeah. It reminds me of everything that happened
Don't like your shoes at all.
before.
Same here. But you know, it's not too late.
It is for you, Alex.
And like the
It is?
sandals on a grown man.
Well, yeah. You're dead.
I am, but you're not. You still have time to make up for what we lost.
This is the first time we actually found out that he was actually dead. Not a, you know... I don't know, maybe in this universe they can take the soul and insert it. Kind of like Cyberpunk. Insert
Oh,
the
it's
soul in the body.
her,
Conscience.
like the blue is causing some issues. Like, and one of hers is sometimes imagining a dead partner.
Mhm.
Either that or psychological or telepathically the baby's talking to us and taking on the form of the boyfriend.
Oh, that would be weird.
Considering how Kathy Rain ended, that means it's still on the table.
That's true, that's true. We're going to go the soppy one. Without you, I can't, Alex.
Without you? I can't, Alex.
Sure you can. Where's the Vera I fell in love with? She didn't need me, or anybody else.
I don't know, Alex. She must have disappeared somewhere along the way.
I hope you'll find your way back to her then.
I do too.
I wonder if I blamed him. Maybe, I don't know.
Painful memories.
It's weird he's got such a bland
Should resume my search for
haircut.
Catalina.
And she's got the stylish undercut with a swept to the side.
All right, search for Katarina, hey? I wonder if that means that she'll be at the tip now, or the junkyard.
Yeah, I reckon she will. I reckon it was gating us. Because it expected us to do the kid first.
Do you remember in The Simpsons with the episode with Scorpio, and there was the hammock district? I thought that was pretty good.
I don't remember the hammock district. Is it just...
I think it was like Homer wanted a hammock or something like that, and asked where he can get one for his office.
Not really.
And Scorpio's like, oh, you can just go down the hammock district downtown, like as if that's a thing. Like there's so many stores that sell hammocks. In fact, since Space is here, there's something he said the other day, and I think I've mentioned it a couple of times on stream, but it's still stuck in my mind. It was very funny to me, which was the thing. I think it was something along the lines of, back in my day, we didn't have exits, so we had to enter twice. I don't know why, but I find that so good. She's not here. Oh, maybe we can scan. It was something like that, right, Spacer? It was. You said, yeah. Oh, we've got to find Katarina. She might be at school now, actually. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, everything just should be here, though. Oh, she's in the fridge?
I don't really feel like opening it for my nose's sake.
Oh, okay. Maybe you did it in like Grandpa Simpson's voice or something.
A big old combustion engine exhaust. You don't see many of those around these days.
Either way, genius. Let's go back to the school.
Stack of containers? Is there anything to do with those?
Old shipping containers, neatly stacked. They look fairly intact. Maybe this area used to be a loading dock, and they precede the junk heap itself.
Seems like I should be able to climb them.
Cute outfit. Must have taken forever to knit.
This game needs a to-do list, like Return to Monkey Island, I reckon. Oh, hang on, maybe our notebook can tell.
Carl Oscarson was fatally stabbed by an unknown assailant in the Nordson workshop hall.
We haven't... Oh, I thought it would strike it out. My bad. Let's look at Katarina.
Katarina Bird, a.k.a. Melinda. A school teacher and resident of Nordson for 2 years. She was likely in some kind of relationship with Carl.
Let's talk to the kids again and show the photo.
Yeah.
I've got some more questions for you two.
Okay. Fine.
No need. I'm sure they know who Katarina is.
That's right, I remember them saying that. Check out my boyfriend, though. He died.
No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone.
Check out this gnarly photo, then.
No, I don't want to scare them. That's all I need, kids.
Alright, we're going back to the school.
Bye. See ya.
North Kilt Town.
Allie? Feeling rested yet?
Gonna go see if the artist is there.
No.
He is.
No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone.
That's the boyfriend photo.
I don't think he'd be interested in that. I'll leave him to his art.
Okay. Yeah, I do. Where is it? I do have a notebook. Which definitely I have put some notes in here, but I really like the way you do it, Spacer, where you've got like the individual notebooks you go through. Yeah, it's filled with all sorts of shit that isn't just game stuff. But also, that's kind of your brand, I think. I like the idea that you've got this book after you've finished a game that you can look back on and go, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, we haven't done anything with the mall either.
Maybe later. I don't feel an urge for a coffee break right now. I think that leads to a church of some kind. No reason to go up there at the moment.
Okay. Scholar. Come on, be in there, be in there.
I don't know why the
Empty.
kids would be in the...
Guess there are no classes today.
Next, I don't know why the kids would be there if there were classes.
We need some coffee to pour in the plants.
Looks disconnected.
Maybe we can show the photo to the people in the canteen.
I don't need to show him that. I don't want to share that with him.
I hope we don't have to go to the ventriloquist.
That's what I was wondering if I should say for us to go in.
When all else fails, go speak to the creep. Go to the police station first.
He's the life of the town. What are you talking about? Everyone loves him.
Everyone loves the robot.
Do you recognize this woman?
Sure, that's Melinda. She's
She's what?
Oh, she's hot. That's
she's
right.
just
Yeah.
kind of cute is all.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there, can I be of assistance?
Yeah, you can help me find this lady. Absolutely nothing here.
I don't need to show him that.
Okay.
I don't think he'd be interested in that. Do you recognize this?
We already
Sure,
know that,
she's
yeah.
what?
She's just
Oh, we got Leonard's key as well. We don't know what that goes to.
I found this among Leonard's remains.
probably his key then. Unless the killer dropped it in there.
But that's not the hardware
I don't
key,
know
is
where
it?
opens.
The which key?
The hardware key for the computer?
Oh, I wonder. That's not a bad. Let's put that in the hopper to try.
All right, I'm off.
I'll go speak with
Look out
Harvey
there.
Keitel first. Oh no, he didn't have a computer at all. I
He's
imagine.
just staring at the wall.
I thought he had it all this time.
Computer's in his head.
Yeah.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
I don't need to show him that. Do you recognize this woman?
Never seen it before.
That's the
in my
young
life.
teacher, isn't it?
Yes, I found the picture in the school.
I see. I don't know much else about her.
A piece of paper. He's just doing origami, just at his desk.
Any idea of what this opens?
Nope. Not a clue.
Are you familiar with the conduit?
I believe so, yes. It's some old terrorist network connected to illegal technology,
Uh,
right?
Yes.
Start up the bioscanner and then ask that again.
Don't tell me these
I don't like how
murders
he
are
answered that.
terrorist related.
Oh, I forgot
I
about
can't
that.
say for
yeah.
sure, but if there's anything you can tell me, anything you've heard or seen.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let's.
Are you familiar with the conduit?
I believe so, yes. It's some old terrorist network connected to illegal technology.
Okay.
Panic is
nothing.
cool.
Yes, exactly.
Wait. Don't tell me these murders are terrorist related.
I can't say for sure.
So it's
but if
just a
there's
little bit
anything
dodgy
you
the way
can
I
tell
answered
me,
it.
Anything you've
So,
heard or seen.
yeah, I guess I heard of them.
That's
How
all
are
I
we
needed.
Going to find
Very well.
Katerina. Well, we can definitely go try that key. See if that is the hardware key. Where's? Oh, didn't we put an APB out on her? Pretty sure we did.
Unmanned. Makes
Yeah.
sense with no people in here. Unmanned.
Oh, it's a keyhole.
That combination makes
That's true. It doesn't. Wow.
probably for opening the cells.
Keyhole, jail cell. Okay. We could also go speak to the creep. Oh, he's probably got the body parts by now, right? They're in the morgue.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk to you. Let's show the photo straight out.
I don't think she'd be interested in that.
Then that's separate from like asking them about the person from the notebook.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's showing her the photo, but
this woman doesn't have a
Horrible how
conversation
much
tree.
death has befallen
ah,
us.
okay.
I read that in a book once.
A fitting quote, considering the circumstances.
Try a few things.
I don't need to show her that. I don't want to share that with her.
Yeah, we don't like this girl apparently. Come on, please have the parts. He's on a house call.
That action doesn't seem productive to me.
Fair enough. What if we use muscles?
I don't think extra strength helps there. I don't think extra strength helps.
It's interesting that we've got the sink as well. Oh, we found the scalpel in the sink, but...
I'll wash my hands when I go to bed.
Oh, that's right.
Plenty of time still to get my hands dirty.
That one line makes me feel sick to my stomach.
I suppose that's where the doctor writes.
Okay. And of course, if you guys in the chat have any ideas as well, feel free to throw them on us.
No use. It's locked. Doesn't fit.
Okay, at least you tried.
Yeah, it's weird she tries for that,
I
even
don't see
though
how those things
it's
work.
just as likely to work
Hmm.
as the ones where she just goes, no, it won't work.
Medical supplies.
Various medical supplies.
Patient bed, faucet. Bandages. Doesn't this look like a place you can go? But it just...
Mm.
Yeah, me too. Well, we could try Steve's idea and using that key. Maybe Leonard was part of the conspiracy. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Everyone so far that's been killed has been part of it. That was in the museum. Quickly show old gal.
I don't need to know her opinion on that.
Come on now. And we haven't gone back to... Let's quickly
No
try.
need to go back in there. I don't need to go.
Didn't need to go to the ground. Oop, there we go. Fingers crossed, Steve. Fingers crossed.
I don't see how those things work together.
Click it
Oh, maybe
again.
it was the device.
Appears to be a wireless data reader of some kind.
Okay.
So
that-
click,
Mhm.
so click the mainframe. Is that the thing that needs hardware?
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah.
But there's a wireless reader.
That
What,
combination.
I'm gonna try it with the wireless reader.
I don't see how those things work together.
I think we
Well-
might need to steal someone's pass or something.
I don't see how those things work together.
Or cut off another person's finger and press it against the device.
Yeah, we're good
Appears
at
to
that.
be a wireless data reader of some kind.
Should have kept the lady's finger from before.
Leonard Dahl was somehow killed and then shredded to bits in the recycling center. Due to the state of the remains, there is no clear cause of death. So, the murder victims were likely conduit members. If that's true, their activities must be somehow connected to the killings.
We could look up Leonard in the police database as well to find his house. Maybe. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I don't need to look that up.
Does it have people? Yeah.
I don't think I need to look him up.
Really? But we got his key.
I don't think I need to look her up. I don't see how that can be looked up.
Thought I was onto something.
I guess Anderson has a colleague.
Go talk to everyone individually.
Everything under control?
Just a normal day of fixing one thing and breaking two.
Okay, so she's not a non-talker. We can click on her and there's just a little bit of dialogue. Okay. There's nothing upstairs, nothing in the museum. Or maybe there is something. Let's quickly double check.
I have no clue what this thing does, but it looks like it could have something to do with processing samples. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
I wonder if we've done everything at the crime scene for Leonard's murder as well. Maybe there's lockers there that we haven't done.
I could try that.
Ooh, Carl, that's a good question. If I was to make an adventure game, what would the setting be? It's weird because like a lot of settings have been done, right? Maybe something like, what about feudal Japan? Or something ninja based. I don't think anyone's done a ninja adventure game yet.
So do you reckon, would you do one semi-serious like these ones, or more Monkey Island-ish?
Monkey
like
Island-ish.
Like goofy ninjas and stuff?
Yeah.
Or a guy that wants to be a wannabe ninja.
Exactly. Yep. It'll be the pirates versus ninjas kind of shtick. What about you, Steve? Let's give you the same question.
I'm trying to think of a fresh one. There is one that I've raised before, but it's not a setting. But I've always thought, I don't know, because the company thinks the game's rubbish, but if you put deadly premonition into a point and click, it would work much better than the current one.
So kind
just
of
the
Twin Peaksy sort of weirdness.
Twin Peaksy, but also the story is really good, so you would get that without the shitty game mechanics.
Yeah.
But then that's slightly different from just like a general setting. So that setting's good, but then a lot of them do have like basically like this game does have the city cop coming into a rural town.
Yeah.
I don't see how those things work together.
Actually, you know what? I would also like a full murder mystery like Sherlock Holmes style. That would be fun too.
I think sci-fi maybe? Like maybe
Like Space Quest?
similar to Space Quest, yeah. Maybe less goofy, but not super serious. But I don't think you could do a good sci-fi point and click
Leonard Speck.
without some comedy, but not the Roger Wilco type ultra goofy. But yeah, because I guess there's no other sci-fi ones other than Space Quest, and stuff like this was just Edge anyway.
There was one that I played back in the day. In fact, I don't think I had the full thing. I think I had it on a shareware CD or something that was called... Was it called Masters of Orion or something like that? Which was like a semi-serious, no, pretty much full serious sci-fi point-and-click game. Remember loving that.
A few crates of different sizes.
I don't think... It's a game of Masters of Orion, but it's one of those 4X games, just in space.
Oh, it definitely wasn't 4X that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so it's not that. I know there's, but I'm trying to think, because I think there is one that has a very similar title.
I am going to quickly Google it, because it's going to kill me. Let's have a look. Sorry that the music cuts out when I do this, because I'm playing in windowed mode. Orion. The Orion Conspiracy is what it's called. Yeah, that's definitely the one for sure. Yeah.
So the game Masters of Orion, the 4X game, I played that once when I was young. But what happened? So I played it, and it was like you're in the solar system and you're expanding out, and there's other factions. I was having fun with it. Like it's just fun expanding, finding new planets, creating colonies. And it came to the parts where I had this neat system where you design your own ships. And so it's like, and then I've gone for the almost like a Star Trek like, where it's just throwing everything into the ship. Like it's got to have shields, it's got to have this. Managed to build one, gave it a name, and came up against this aggressive race. And instead of building like I did, they designed their design for a ship was literally just the hull and a laser. That's it. Smallest hull, single laser. And they built 200 of them though. So it's like,
A refrigerator.
yeah, so it came up with a thing where it's like,
For my
my ship will fire a volley, take out 2 of them, and then
I don't think extra strength.
198 bolts would come back from these ships that just have one
I
laser.
don't see anything out of the
And I just beat the shit, they just blew the thing apart so easily. It's like, fuck this. And I never went back to it because it's like, I was having fun until basically you realize there's certain strategies with the AI, but it's like, if I'm locked into those strategies, then it's not fun. Like, yeah.
Okay.
The thing I liked was, designing super ships and, yeah.
4X games are so not my thing. I can't multitask to that level. RTS as well, in a sense.
Allie, feeling rested yet? Not really.
I have an issue with them. I like the idea of them, and I like the...
Let's see here.
Oh,
It's a map of a secret hideout of some kind. Looks like the
Huh.
entrance is hidden behind a fridge in the east junk pile, just past the tunnel.
okay, cool.
Not sure where that door leads.
problem with 4X games, I like the idea, and I like the XCOM, like, manipulating stuff and then going end turn. My issue with is I get really aggressive with them. And it's not that I usually play games aggressive or violently, but with 4X games, you have this sense, there's almost like an anxiety where no matter what I do, they're going to be doing the same. They're going to be researching the same. If I build something, they'll be building equivalent. So I usually have the idea of, what if I just do a quick raid, just take them down a peg, and I'll be safe, and I'll be able to just lean on them or be more advanced than them as long as I hold on. And that'll always get me to strike early, and that'll either go bad, but if it doesn't go bad and it goes good and I actually manage to take him down a peg, then the idea in my head is like, they could catch up again, so what if, while I've got the advantage, I should press on them?
Right.
And it causes me to just constantly be aggressive and just constantly be pushing until I finally overreach myself, and then they just wipe me out because, yeah, I'm too concentrating on taking the others down.
I'm kind of the opposite. I always think people are going to absolutely destroy me because I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to turtle up, and then I turtle to the point where I've got nothing to attack back with, and I get destroyed. And then plus we've got friends that love RTSs, and they're always like, oh, come on, come play this RTS with me. This is back in the day. There's no way I play it now. And I'm like, I'm shit. I don't want to play it. And they're like, no, it's okay. You do your own thing. We'll attack each other, and it'll be fine. And I go, all right, let's do this. And I start, and immediately they destroy me, completely wipe me out. It's like, I'm never playing with you guys again. This is just the shittest.
Oh, there's some kind of switch under here.
Ooh, okay. Oh,
There we go.
it almost uppercutted her. Okay, what's this?
One story I've got,
Get too
this is not an
close,
RTS,
it's
but I
really high voltage. I need to find someone who
Before you
knows
tell
their
it,
way around
Steve.
electronics.
One sec. Let's see if this works. I'm going to quickly grab a drink from the fridge. You start. I'm going to have my headset so I'll be able to hear you. But I'll be back in one moment.
Okay. there's a game called DEFCON, which is it's almost like a war game style NORAD screen where the countries are different colors depending on factions, and you're basically you're advancing to a basically nuclear war, and you've got to try to keep as much of your population intact. So most of the game is you just doing first strikes in order to try to weaken the enemy or take out silos so they can do less damage. And at the end, everyone loses is the idea, except could sort of win just by having at least some population left. And there's a game, so I got into it. It's one of the things where those type of games I don't play multiplayer much, but I was sort of playing around with multiplayer, and I was in the lobby with me and 2 other people, and it's like and the other guy was really good at it, and me and the other guy were just, I think he was roughly the same as me, where he's like unsure with this game. I wasn't thinking of playing, and he goes, look, we'll have a fun little game. What we'll do is we'll do a match with the 3 of us, but you 2 are allied. So yeah, that's us 2 as allies versus him, so it's 2 against 1, and that'll neutralize the fact that he's much better than us, experienced and more confident. So it's like, okay, so we got into it, but then in my thinking it's like, okay, if we take him on, we're probably going to win, but if we wipe him out without getting any damage to ourselves, then it's going to be a draw. The match is still going to be a draw. So what if I just, off the side, just took a little squadron of bombers out to his thing, bombed a few cities, so that just to reduce some of his population down, so that when we get to the final thing, even though we as an ally alliance won, I would be on top. As the game started, and I've done a little bit of maneuvering to do that, but then he did the exact same maneuvering. He must have had the exact same idea I did, so he's maneuvered the same as I've done, which caused me to counter, and caused him to counter, and in the end we just went so basically the 2 allies just went at each other savagely, while this more experienced guy, which wanted to take us both on, was just sit there watching us just wipe each other out, and then he won by a landslide.
Yeah, that seems about right. There used to be, the only RTS I used to ever play was Company of Heroes, because I really liked that because it was more like smaller scaled squadron type stuff. And there was this trick that I used to do whenever you're playing against like actual players. You move like just a dummy unit, doesn't matter what it is, but you try and make it all the way up to their base just to clear the fog of war, because as soon as you can see a place with the airborne team, you can drop a big flak cannon from the sky and you land it in their base and just shoot from within their base while they're actually doing other stuff. It was really good. Also,
boy, it's Dr. Pepper time.
It sure is, Kratos. It sure is a delicious taste of cherry Dr. Pepper.
Which one haven't you heard of? What culinary?
I think that was back with the Orion conspiracy.
Oh, okay.
Right, enhanced vision.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, I just feel that this is not going to go
I need to
well.
find a way to shut off the power before I can pass through.
Oh, I suppose we could look here.
It's a hefty
shoot the
metal
cord.
arm used to push that refrigerator open. There's a sticker on the transformer it's connected to, saying 215 volts to 240 volts. I'll write it down.
I was about to write it down.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that means, because it also appeared in an handbook, which suggests we need to talk to someone, or maybe go to the ventriloquist, but I still want to try. Oh, we could look into the darkness too.
Yeah, we'll do
That
that.
Or
power
try
cord
shooting the
seems to be
cord.
connected to the metal gate. It doesn't
Boy,
look like it can be easily removed.
It's Dr. Pepper time.
Are you Kratos?
Try shooting the cord.
I could, but it's dangerous. There's a lot of metal in this
What?
space. I could easily get hit by ricochets.
I'd be more worried about the fact that you're letting off a firearm in such a small cavity you're hearing.
Yeah.
Alright, let's use our enhanced
Look,
vision.
look into the darkness, yeah.
I can see a small sign near the end of the cable. It says 230 volts to 240 volts. I'll write it down.
What if we shoot that?
I don't want to
Yes.
shoot that.
Oh,
What if we cut this?
don't want
That
to shoot
option
anything.
doesn't seem productive to me.
Sure isn't.
I need to find a way to shut off the power before I can pass through.
Unless now the shack will open up with the TV tower.
I need to find a way to shut off the power before I can pass through.
Okay, let's try that. Scurry, scurry,
Uh,
scurry.
I think we have to talk to our comedian, mate.
Not yet.
I'm trying everything else except that first.
Not sure where that door leads.
Oh, I
Allie?
guess-
Feeling rested yet?
How did the kids get through?
Not really.
Hang on. Hey, boy.
Nah, I'll leave them alone. I got what I wanted.
Okay. Oh, Steve, you just want us to go see your mate because you enjoy him.
Hmm.
Hi again.
Hey there. What can I do you for?
Hey, do you know your way around electronics?
No way! He just happened to accidentally construct a store filled with robots. Let me guess. You flunked deduction 101?
That's fair.
Don't mind him. Yes, I do know a thing or two about that.
Well, great. I need you to come with me to disconnect the power to a thing. A trap.
Oh, I'd love to help, but I can't leave the store like this. Got
Bullshit.
an important customer today. Why don't you check with Lisa over by the museum?
Oh, yeah.
She can probably help you out.
The woman who was fixing that broken power pole?
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's her.
All right, thanks.
He's got a red nose.
It does, because he's an alcoholic. And
Alcoholic.
that's the thing with ventriloquists. They think that they can get away with everything because no matter what they say, it's always the other thing. But really, they're the asshole.
Yeah.
I'm off. See you later.
We talked about like when I said that the
Bye-bye, police lady.
like there's some good ones because the ones that use the puppets as a way to do different characters and storytelling, there's a few like that. Most of them are the self-deprecating humor. But the other joke that they constantly do, and I thought he was about to do it, is the you're the one with your hand up my tuchus.
Yeah, that is ventriloquism 101.
Every one of them does it,
Yep.
no matter how obvious it is.
Exactly.
Hey, there's an electrified fence in the junk heap. I'd like to disconnect it.
Oh, you should be able to do that from the power station just outside the entrance. Here, you can
Awesome.
borrow this key to open the door.
Great, thanks.
You have this key to the power station so you can fuck around.
I think it's because I'm a cop. That's the thing. If I wasn't a cop, then that would be really reckless. But then I'm also not trained to just fuck around in a
Yeah.
power station.
Because if I was a power engineer, I wouldn't give a key to the cop just to fuck around.
Here goes. Alright, kids, you want to touch some electric stuff? Alright. Oh, okay, so it's simple. It's not... Oh, shit. What was the notes?
Pneumatic door. 215 volts to 240 volts.
Okay.
Electrified gate. 230 volts to 240 volts.
Okay. So we have to hit the 230 volt mark. Just so both things stay open.
Ah, good. It still displays the expected voltage. When I have the voltage I want, I should be able to simply turn the main breaker back on, and that voltage will be fed to the grid.
It is a puzz. It is indeed a puzz. Is that 230? It's not, is it? Hang on, what do we got? Minus 35. Minus 50. Oh god.
235. So I guess what's connected to what, is that reasonably arbitrary? Or it's just counting up all the ones connected to anything?
Well, I think it's saying here, so this is 80. This is 25. Like it's this minus whatever this is. This is weird though, that it's just adding both. How
Yeah,
about
so it makes me think.
Ooh. Oh, so this has to... Ooh, that's way over. Okay.
And so an easy way to think of this, at any time, only 2 of them are not connected to anything, right?
Only...
So we just have to figure out...
I think it's only one of them. One on the top, one on the bottom. Is that what you mean by 2?
Yeah, so currently -10 and 35 are both unplugged.
-5 and... Which one did you say? And -10.
-10 and +35, they're the only 2 not connected.
Oh, +35, I didn't see that. Yeah, you're right. What if we...
So you just have to figure out which ones to disconnect and reconnect to those to modify it.
Hang on, now
Well,
I can't
basically-
even... Oh, here we go.
50 plus 35 plus 125
That's
plus
exactly
90.
3. Let me read the notes. What was it again?
Pneumatic door, 215 volts to 240 volts. Electrified gate, 230 volts to 240 volts.
215.
What do we have to get to?
215
Has to hit
volts
between
to
these two, so maybe
240
just
volts.
240 will do it.
Electrified gate, 230 volts to 240 volts.
Oh, so 215 or 220 or 225.
We need a big boy removal.
We need to, yeah,
The 90 is the biggest. Oh, hang on, 100.
move 100, yeah.
Yeah.
Or somewhere else.
What's the second biggest? 20. So if we go here and then go, whoops, we can do it from the other side. 120. Oh, I didn't see 125 up there. That's the biggest one. -50. Okay,
Maybe unplug 125.
completely. I have to click it somewhere though. That's the thing.
Yeah, so connected
maybe
to.
Oh, so maybe
disconnected from 125. Hang on.
when you click it at the top, it didn't push it forward. So maybe this is like a reserve. Because the needle didn't, like, if I click here and do here, see how it jumps up? Then if I put it back over here,
Yeah, that's weird. If they're connected like that, it doesn't count.
what if then, hang on, that goes there. Close.
Down by 1 more.
It's like 15. Ah, what if we do this? And then, oh, what's that at? That's 240, right? Oh, hang on.
230. We have to go just below.
So how much more do we need?
Hang on.
-5 is there.
Yeah, move negative. Hang on. Yeah, move -20 over to -35. Yeah, 215.
215. Try it.
I think that's it. I should go check out the gate.
Sweet. The only. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think what made that one hard is you couldn't just disconnect all the wires and then work it out. There was that kind of snail. Not snail. What do you call it? Like spaghetti. Okay. Sweet.
Ugh, it's stuck.
Oh, is it now?
Oh. Yeah, it's an easy one.
I should totally make this an emote, I reckon. Hell yeah. Oh, jeez.
Don't move.
Oh, hello.
Oh. Wait, you're that city cop. Fuck, I was expecting... Ugh. Today is not your day, sister.
Well, you shot at a cop. Yes!
Well, what are you waiting for? Finish me off then.
Step away from the weapon. Get on your knees and turn around.
Ow! Fuck, this hurts! Oh. Okay, sister. You win.
You don't shoot at us and not get shot back. That's just not the way things work around here.
So you believe that the killer is after you now?
I know he is. He got Maya and Carl. I'm next, obviously.
Let's not forget Leonard Dahl. He was butchered this morning.
Leonard? The recycling guy? Jesus, I had no idea that...
Ooh, not the
That's
MO?
odd.
Odd how?
Because, actually, I have to give you the whole story for it to make sense. Carl and I wanted a child, but I can't. I have viable eggs, but there are other complications.
Other complications, hey? Is the complication that she's a virgin? Then that would be... I mean, you can't have kids and be a virgin at the same time, so I can see your conundrum. Alright, this is going to be one of those decision-making ones. So, calculate risk and consequences. Let's do this one. Just that if we ease in, then maybe she'll open up.
I can relate. Me and my partner. Well, something similar happened to us.
Then you can grasp our situation better than anyone. So anyway, we came into contact with a woman called Maya Strand, who claimed that she could help us have a baby. She'd built a replica of an old womb tank. Forbidden technology, of course.
I see. And what did she want in return?
Our help with some of her other shady experiments. The lady was somewhat frail. She couldn't handle much heavy labor. She eventually revealed that she was a self-proclaimed member of the Conduit. Probably figured we had too much to lose to turn her in. She was right.
Yes, I found the Conduit connection. Playing with fire.
Yeah, so Carl and I decided to play along until after the birth and then escape Nordsund as a family.
So you merely pretended to sympathize with Conduit beliefs, and then Maya was murdered.
Yes, EPOs did it, I'm sure. Those assholes must have found out.
EPOs. That rings a bell.
FPOS.
Earth Preservation Orthodox Society. Anti-tech group. You must have heard of them over at the Bureau. Used to be terrorist classified.
Oh yeah, I remember. So they have a church here in Nordsund?
Yep, near the old mall in Northtown.
Yep,
Big
I know
place.
where it is.
They get visitors from all over.
Now, the only thing is, we can't, it launched into this sort of conversation without us being able to use our lie detector, so I'm guessing everything she's telling is the truth. So I'm guessing that Leonard doesn't actually match the motive because he's not part of that group. But then also, so she's saying that she wanted to have a baby with Carl, and they couldn't. So then Maya helped them out. But then we've looked in the baby, and there's got blue in the tank. That's suspicious as hell, right?
And that's what Maya's done as part of producing, and I guess they didn't necessarily know she was doing that, or wanted a child regardless.
True.
What's done to it while it's growing up.
So you think EPOS fanatics are picking you off one by one? Do they know about the child?
Yes, I do, and I pray that they don't. That's why I'm hiding out here, to avoid leading them to the apartment. I was hoping to ambush them myself, and, well, then you came around.
And I shot you.
There's a hole in this murder theory, though. Leonard Dahl.
Oh, yeah. No idea how that guy fits into all this. Could be unrelated.
Did the co-worker say something about
Something
him,
about what?
being away at nights and stuff?
I don't remember.
So as a member of one of the groups,
Okay, this is definitely going to be a rune triangle decision. this one.
Unrelated is improbable, given the historically low murder rate of Nordsund.
I guess. Maybe those dimwit Epos assassins thought he was one of us, or he got in their way for some other reason.
He probably
If
got
all
in
of
the
this
way.
is true, why did you take a new name when you came to Nordsund?
It's a long story, but I left a life that was pretty ugly. I had to escape an abusive boyfriend. I needed a fresh start here in Nordsund. The nickname thing just happened. It felt natural, and then, well, I guess it stuck.
That doesn't explain why your relationship with Carl was kept a secret, though.
Carl and I happened really fast. It wasn't so much intentionally kept a secret, it just never became a public thing. When we started collaborating with Maya, we obviously had all the more reason to keep things quiet.
Well, I'm going to give all of this some thought and report to my superior. I'll be back later if I come up with more questions.
Okay, before you go, just the womb tank. The nutrients must be running low by now.
Already done.
Without replenishment, he could be hurt. Even die.
You don't need to worry. I replaced the canister today. The baby was fine.
The baby.
You have no idea how much that means to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hell yeah. Oh. What was that noise?
You can never really have too much water stored up.
Secretaire?
A small desk with a layer of dust on it.
So, Spacer, are you going to stream Maniac Mansion anytime soon? I think that should be on your list, considering how much we've looked it up in your point-and-click adventure book. And Steve, have you seen Spacer's point-and-click adventure book? Steve? Hello? He's gone, ladies and gentlemen.
A lightweight
Had a
aluminum
mouthful of
cup
food.
with some leftover beans inside.
I think I've seen him writing into the Book of Amun-Ra or something like that.
No, not his little tiny books. They're fantastic, but he's got this. What's it called, Space? It's this big, huge tome of like screenshots from, like full, like border to border pages of screenshots from various adventure games, and he's got a channel point reward where you can pay some points and select a random page, and he'll go to it and show you what it is, and it's really neat. But I've played twice. I've spun the thing, chosen 2 pages, and both of them are for Maniac Mansion. You should be able to. If not, Steve can release it. But I'm not much of a book person, but I'm really envious of you having that book because it looks rad.
High quality heater. One could get reasonably comfortable here in the winter. A bug out bag, I'm guessing. A long distance radio. It's connected to the roof, so I'm guessing there's an exterior antenna hidden among the junk.
Yeah, there you go. Bitmap books. So cool.
Looks pretty comfy for a place like this. I need to pick your brain about a few more things.
Okay. What's up?
Check out this photo of my boyfriend.
No, that's private.
Ah,
I won't show that to just anyone.
how about my gun? Remember how I shot you?
No reason to show her my sidearm.
She's already seen it.
Carl had this in his pocket when we found him.
Oh, damn it, Carl.
So it's like a
I know
published
it's a lot to ask, but
research
could I have this photo?
book.
I really don't have much to remember him by.
One sec. What's that?
Just like a published research book, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a coffee table book that's fully published. It's amazing. Like, the quality of
Yeah, it
it is
looks-
so good.
Yeah, it looks really good. Oh, I think I got to one of the naughty pages.
Naughty pages? You go to Leisure Larry or something.
That must be. Yeah, it looks like one of them.
Okay.
Just from one of the other
Breaking the
screenshots.
rules. I'll expect your full cooperation in return, all right?
You'll have it. I promise. Thank you.
Oh yeah, okay. Memento. Alright, let's check out.
I don't need to know her opinion on that.
Okay.
So I found this tape in the museum.
Let me guess. Some conduit ravings of Maya's?
Something like that, yeah.
I wouldn't try to make sense of it. She was quite unhinged.
Okay. What about the first one?
So I found this tape in the museum.
Let me guess. Some conduit ravings of Maya's?
Something like
Same
that.
thing.
I wouldn't try to make sense of it. She was quite unhinged.
So, I found a photo of my new girlfriend. Do you know where she is?
I borrowed this photo from the school.
Oh, good. Don't bother bringing it back. I look like a corpse in that light.
Any idea of what this opens?
None whatsoever.
That's evidence. I shouldn't show it to just anyone. So tell me what you know about the conduit.
I doubt they're anything to worry about. If there are other members out there, I'd wager they're just as loony as Maya.
Oh, so it must
Maya
be
was on
the
her own?
puppet
There
guy.
was no
then.
contact with any other conduit cells?
Not as far as I know, but I didn't really care to find out either.
Okay.
I don't want to share that with her.
Well, looks like we've shown everything. Oh, we got a lot of people though. Cool. Oh wait, wasn't it Gabriel that thought she was cute? Let's set those two up.
Do you know Gabriel?
The cop? Not really, but I think he has a crush on me. Always looks at me funny.
Hey.
Ah, so it's a creeper.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
I don't know much about him. I never really needed a doctor since I moved here.
What about your fertility problems?
I was
Didn't you
gonna
consider
say.
seeing the doctor before resorting to Maya's help?
I wish that was an option, but my condition was thoroughly diagnosed before I moved here. It's chronic.
Forgot to do this. I'm gonna quick elevated pulse. Why? Oh, because I shot you.
If you shot her, yeah.
Do you know Gabriel?
Just gonna see if there's
The
any
cop?
blips.
Not really, but I think he has a crush on me. Always looks at me funny.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
I don't know much about him. I never really needed a doctor since I moved here.
What about your fertility problems? You didn't consider
Checks out.
seeing the doctor before resorting to Maya's help?
I wish that was an option, but my condition was thoroughly diagnosed before I moved here. It's chronic.
I think if I were to ask for one patch in this game, it would be to have this pop out automatically for every conversation.
What's your opinion on Walter?
Personally, I can't stand that guy. He has to crack a joke every 5
Yes!
seconds. Drives me
Finally!
Crazy. The kids love him though, so I suppose he's all right.
We finally found someone of our kin.
What can you tell me about Maya?
Oh, she really was the epitome of a mad scientist. Her crazy little experiments had no regard for the law, ethics, or even common sense. Sure, she had moments of clarity, like when she built our womb tank, but most of the time she was just a nutcase.
What about her conduit beliefs?
That was something different, something more coherent. I think she saw AI as, like, a step on the evolutionary ladder. She used to talk about how the most intelligent beings deserve to rule the Earth.
Sounds like she had an elitist streak.
You could say that.
Sounds like
She didn't think too highly of most people.
Do you think so she just called her a nutcase. I'm thinking, the term nutcase, do you reckon that means scrotum? Is that what they're referring to, or is it something else? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I first assumed it's like nuts in the head.
Oh,
Or
so
like-
the skull is the case that the nuts house or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Do you know Stina Ruth?
I know who she is, but we haven't met.
Do you know Commissary Anderson?
No, but he seems to be the kind of leader who only uses the carrot, never the stick.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Other than this mess with Maya I got tangled up in, I'm just a teacher trying to get by. I moved here a few years back, met Carl, and, well, you know the rest.
What can you tell me about Carl?
I'd rather not talk about him. It hurts too much.
I understand. Sorry.
Okay, all done.
All right, I got what I needed for now.
Good. Talk to you later.
You might want to go to the doctor after I just shot you, but you know.
I'm gonna head out now. Don't go too far.
In this condition, hardly. I'm gonna need plenty of rest.
You have to admit you had it coming. I'll be back later.
Oh, here we go.
That's evidence. I shouldn't show it to just anyone.
Blam.
No reason to show her my sidearm. I don't need to know her opinion on that.
Do you want to see my boyfriend?
No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone.
Agent England, right on time.
Councilwoman?
Oh, stop it. That word always makes me feel old. Call me Stina.
All right then, Stina. I have some things to report.
Always straight to the point. You allergic to small talk, kiddo?
Sorry, been a long day. I just want it to be over.
Well, suck it up. I need to vent. Had an argument with a friend today.
Yeah? What about?
Not important, but we ended up going our separate ways. Isn't it funny how quickly things can change?
I guess.
History, trust, respect. Poof. Gone.
Yeah, culinary, we know the term nutcase as well. I was just thinking more of the origin, like, how did that come about for someone to first use that term? It's weird. Alright, let's see.
I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you'll get back in touch one day.
Unlikely. Cranky old crones like me tend not to back down on ultimatums.
So, I wanted to share something else. My augmentations grew stronger this morning. The blue is starting to adapt to my psychology.
Oh, we might get a new power.
Blossoming before my very eyes, are ya? Do tell. What new things can you do?
My vision is improving. I can see much better in darkness and zoom in on distant targets.
Excellent. Quality recon allows you to engage the bad guys on your own terms. So, how was this recent experience of yours? Quite a ride for a rookie such as yourself, am I right?
I was well prepared. Didn't sleep through the whole training, you know.
Oh, am I being patronizing?
Yep.
Forgive me. I'm getting old and bitter. Missing the days when things felt new and exciting. Now, let's hear your report. I've heard rumors about quite a grisly spectacle in the recycling center.
Oh yeah, we still have to check that body out in the morgue.
Ebus, huh? Those guys are gonna be a pain to deal with. First, they're well armed. Second, they got pulled with City Hall. Our beloved mayor recently granted their church embassy status.
Wait, what? So they're out of my jurisdiction?
Not quite. It's one of those legal limbos. Sure, you can force your way in without breaking any laws, but they also have the right to defend themselves from unsanctioned intruders.
That's absurd. In other words, they can gun me down without repercussions.
America.
I wouldn't say that. It's kind of a hassle to dispose of your still warm corpse.
Like this case couldn't get any worse.
No. You're an agent.
Already shot one person.
Creme de la creme of the Central Bureau. Time to act like one. Infiltrate and evade, remember? If you do find evidence that these nut jobs are responsible for the killings, we'll get a diplomatic warrant.
All right. I have to be discreet then, and try to get inside without arousing suspicion.
So no just
Bingo.
slamming my way in.
And, well, hope they don't already know who you are. That would make things awkward.
Wear a fucking
Okay
mustache.
then. I'll get some rest and visit the church in the morning.
Good plan, Agent. Dismissed.
Oh, that's what that noise was. It was this. Kind of almost bang in the center. Oh, hang on.
We already talked. I should get going.
Ooh.
You know, the story of Katerina and Carl reminds me so much of what we went through.
Yeah. Similar circumstances, but vastly different outcomes. It's fascinating how just a few variables can change everything.
Indeed. Are our lives nothing but a sum of interconnected parts? Does any meaning attributed to them simply stem from our limited human cognition?
Most likely. The observer bias seems insurmountable. Even the concept of meaning itself is relative.
It's scary to think about, that it could all be an illusion. Every relationship we had, everything we ever cared about.
It really is. This can't be healthy.
It reminds me of, in the Lovecraftian mythos, there's the god of all gods, so even way bigger than Cthulhu and all that. I can't remember his name, it starts with A. Athoth something, or whatever it is. But anyway, the concept is that he is a sleeping god that is asleep, and there's all these demons that sort of congregate around him, it's in space apparently, that are playing these instruments to keep him asleep, because if he wakes up, the universe will vanish, because the universe as we know it is his dream. Cool concept. This chair's been through some wars. Check out this battle scar.
Yeah.
Everything's good here.
Or robot.
There's that feeling again.
Ooh, what are we gonna get? Is that invisibility? It is!
Huh?
Yeah, we're a ghost. Cloak. Temporary invisibility. Touching a tangled object or activating another augmentation will break the effect.
I'm alone in here. No reason to hide from anybody.
That's great. That's super great.
Looks purely decorative.
Just be a few secs.
Guess that means getting into the church is going to be a cinch. We can get invisible.
Morning, Agent. Dr. Parison asked me to tell you to meet him in the morgue. He's done with the remains from the recycling center.
Sweet.
All right, thanks. I'll go have a look before I pay Epos a visit. I don't have a reason to go around unseen in here.
Oh, damn.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there. Can I be of assistance?
Yeah, you know your crush? Well, she knows that you're looking at him and being a creeper.
What do you know about the Free Church of Epos?
We have a few members in the family, but I've never been there myself. Always felt uncomfortable in churches.
All right, I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Can we have some coffee?
I'm back.
Cool.
A thermos, presumably filled with coffee.
Yes. Okay, we've had a cup of Joe. Ready to go. Went into the city today for work, and one of the things I made sure I did was go stop off and get some freshly roasted coffee beans for from home. So excited. Getting really into the sort of nerdy aspects of coffee culture, like to really like fine-tune different coffee types, like Chemexes and French press, AeroPress, all that business. It's so great. Alright, to the clinic. Oh, who's this hobo? Okay.
He looks sick. I shouldn't bother him.
Oh, my bad. That means maybe we can... Okay, no one's in here yet. Is that the body? That's all we've got.
Well, Leonard, it's been quite gross working with you. Hello again. I've got a present for you, Agent.
Is that so?
Some potato
chips.
chips.
Right here on this tray. If you're a fan of minced meat, I've got a bucket full of Leonard out back, too.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Good choice. The seasoning is subpar, to say the least.
What?
You take your jokes way too far, Doctor. Now, what have you found?
Well,
So where were you
obviously,
yesterday, you lazy
the poor
prick?
man was shredded. Fortunately for him, it happened when he was already dead.
Yeah, I came to the same conclusion. Can you tell me anything about the cause of death?
Not much with the remains in this state. No signs of toxic substances, but that obviously still leaves a lot of options open.
Noted. So what's this in front of me?
Oh, yes. I noticed a pattern on Leonard's skin. Likely a tattoo. These are all the pieces I could find.
Oh, we're doing jigsaw?
Not sure how they fit together, but I kept them in
so.
case you wanted to have a look.
All right, I'll check them out.
Meat piece jigsaw.
Is it going to be a scorpion on his bicep? Not bicep, shoulder?
Was it going to be no regrets?
Oh, it totally is a game. Pause. Okay. I don't think we can rotate, which is good.
So that's definitely the centerpiece. I think we've seen this symbol. It's the triangle and circles. Yeah, there.
Oh, damn, it didn't sort of...
Yeah, it doesn't snap.
Okay.
I thought it would.
Oh, yeah, it kind of snaps, but it doesn't, like, you can't...
But yeah, it doesn't become one piece.
Yeah. Nope, that's not it. Let's go over here. This one must be here. Put this in the maybe pile.
I think it's, yeah, that's there, and then it's that one.
Oh, we've got some overlapping pieces. It's just a stick figure.
Yeah.
Praising the sun. There we go.
Huh. Looks like Leonard had this symbol tattooed on him. I'll copy it to my notebook.
It's just a stick figure with a giant penis. That's it.
I had some more things to ask.
Shoot.
Are you familiar with the Conduit?
That old terrorist organization. What of it?
Well, have you ever heard about it still being around?
I'm sure the ideology still thrives in places. The lure of artificial intelligence will never be fully diminished.
Right, but you're not aware of anyone being more than a little interested.
If you're asking me, would I report a terrorist if I knew one, the answer is yes. But currently, I don't.
Okay, thanks.
Carl, I'm not sure if I asked, what was your ideal, perfect point and click game? What genre or setting?
What's your opinion on the Free Church of Epos?
I try to steer clear of those people. Any form of superstition, religious or otherwise, is of no interest to me.
Fair call, my dude, fair call.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is, the school teacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
I know who she is, but that's about it. She's not a patient.
She's not? Even though you're the only doctor in town.
I wouldn't read too much into it. As far as I know, she's a young, healthy woman.
She
and
was.
She moved here just a few
And then
years
I shot
ago.
her.
She may not have needed any medical care since her arrival.
Once
That's
again...
what doctor is he? It's like... She's a young woman. I can't even think of anything that could be wrong with her medically.
What do you know about Leonard Dahl?
Polite and well-spoken fellow, judging by the few times I met with him.
All right. What did you meet with him about?
Well, typically just routine work when someone hurt themselves in the recycling center. Seems like a hazardous workplace. I hear about accidents occurring there almost on a weekly basis.
So that symbol on Leonard must be the church symbol, which means that the key should be in the church.
That's enough questions for now.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
It could be the conduit, but yeah, I'm thinking it's a church just because it does seem like a retaliatory killing. Like, and the fact that the murder weapon was found suggests that he was using the recycling plant to dispose of it, and then he was killed after doing that.
Rolf looks busy. I'll leave him to his work.
Oh, hello. Oh, it's the artiste.
Change of venue?
Yes, this is where the recital will take place later. Great acoustics.
Ah, can I have a little foretaste?
Very well. The same wind, my dear. The same wind. Shook the walls of Jericho. Dried your tears. No Lee to be found. No trust, nor joy. This fire you were set to guard, and I to rest by its side. Not a whisper to be heard. Let it be known. We're here, all alone.
Mom spaghetti.
That was great. I love the ending.
You're too kind.
These weekends are sweaty.
Maybe
Exactly.
later. I don't feel
Thinking of that lyric
coffee break right
several times recently.
As you do.
now. Doesn't look functional.
Hello. There's a bird.
Hi there.
Greetings, and welcome to the Free Church of Epos. If you wish, you can enter our public prayer room to the right for some silent contemplation.
All right, thanks. What about the rest of the church?
The other areas are off limits to non-members.
I have official police business, though. Special Agent England.
I'm sorry, but I can't let you pass. You're gonna need papers. This is a diplomatic sanctuary.
Of course it is.
There's no time for that. I'm trying to solve a triple homicide.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am, but I can assure you that there are no murderers here. I'd suggest you take this up with your superior.
There's no time to mess around with paperwork. I'll need to take things into my own hands.
Easy done.
Well, I said there's no murders involved, so I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I'd guess those are members of the church.
Who's eating
I don't
lolly?
recognize any of them. A neat row of candles, probably for ceremonial use. A fancy-looking E. It's the Epos logo, I believe.
Have you seen this?
I don't need to show him that. Looks like some kind of public prayer room or chapel. There are a few people in there.
Can we not go
Looks
in there?
like some kind.
Yeah, I thought that's where we go to
Get
do
away
the
from there. Members only.
to activate the ability.
Yeah, I was just going. I wanted to walk in there to do it, but.
I need to get out of sight first.
Oh, what if we do this? Oh. Sweet.
Looks like some kind of public prayer.
Predator cloak. Oh yeah, we're in. Oh, was this a stealth sequence now?
Nope.
Oh.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Exodus 23. Suppose it wouldn't be a church without a Bible quote or two. Sturdy looking filing cabinet. Sturdy look.
It goes. Oh, here we go. Leonard's is
A
in here
bunch
for
of
sure.
storage boxes with initials on them. Several of the initials match people I know, but it could be a coincidence. If I had reason to believe one of them was Epos, it might be a good idea to come back here.
Here's the key.
I guess I could, but I have no reason to believe that Leonard has used one of these locks.
Look for his fucking initials. Jesus.
What is there? 16 lock boxes? One of them has to.
We just have to find the one with the initials. Even if it's not
That
him,
might work
turning the
as a
key would
strategy
still
for the
tell you
bird
whether
outside.
it's.
I need to be sure that I don't have a reason to return to this room, though.
Okay, cool. So we need to figure that out first.
Some kind of assembly hall with plenty of people inside. I should stay clear.
I'm invisible though.
You're invisible, yeah.
Wow.
Some kind of large pool or bathtub.
Okay.
We go to the electric room anyway.
Well, activating the door will.
There's something to the side though, isn't there?
Oh, hang on. What are these? Yeah.
Looks like a timeline of how the EPOS seal has
This.
changed over the years. The third version of the EPOS logo, designed about 15 years ago. No
Yeah,
way.
Jesus, put it together.
Tattoo design. That must mean Leonard is a member of EPOS.
Yes.
Or, well, he was, at some point at least. I'll get rid of the sketch, now that I've identified the symbol.
Okay. Now we can do it.
Got a written piece of paper. Grandmaster Otto, if you are reading this, it means that I have failed. I'm sorry, but I didn't want to involve the church unless absolutely necessary. My brother has some things for you. They will be self-explanatory. I told him to only give them up to the person who repeats the famous quote from my favorite book.
Okay.
I'm sure you remember. Blessings from Leonard, your most humble and loyal servant. Seems like Leonard was up to something shady. I'll have to find his brother and figure out what the quote is.
So the books are still in Leonard's room, so we can check
Hopefully,
that out.
yeah.
Okay. Things are starting to work now. Okay, cool. So, hang on. We'll go invisible. Oh no, using stuff will...
All right, let's see if this works.
Don't really have to stand there.
What the heck?
That should keep him busy for a while.
Feels good when things start to, you know...
Locked. Damn. Ugh, still won't budge. I'll have to find another way. Some kind of metal workshop, with a few men working on what looks like construction materials. The room is a dead end, so I'll avoid it. Some kind of metal... The room is a dead end, so I'll avoid it.
Locked, hey? Can I...
I should stay away while the guard is in there.
Oh, we already checked that out. Door, room, door. Unless the...
Not right now. I should explore this place while I have a chance.
Okay, so the key has to be here then.
Sturdy-looking filing cabinet.
And we don't have the key anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if we use a filing cabinet to do something with the guard. There's gotta be a reason it's there.
Well, she was hiding behind it before.
Yeah.
Oh, ventilation
A
panel.
ventilation panel. Can't reach it from here.
Oh, we can climb up the filing cabinet.
Maybe use strength at the filing cabinet.
Ugh, it's stuck.
Oh, is it now?
Can you hold it down?
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
it's loose now.
Sweet.
What the hell is that noise?
Oh,
Shit.
We've got an intruder!
oh. Okay, I've got an idea.
Just reset.
Yeah.
All right, it's loose now. Not at the moment. A ventilation panel. Can't reach it from here.
Maybe push it and then activate it again.
Yeah.
Or I should do a quickie, maybe.
Shit.
We've got an intruder!
Interesting. What could it... Do we have some sort of lube? Not really. Oh, you gotta do it with the rumbles, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, it's stuck. All right, it's loose now.
That's kind of cool, actually. Hell yeah. Oh, now it's Die Hard. What do we got? Nothing.
Six new members over the last month. The Bacarbo parish is also doing better now.
They managed to resolve their financial difficulties?
Oh yes, Elsa is doing great work there. Sending her on our behalf was the right call. That brings us to the subject of these horrid murders.
Vile acts, for certain. I pray that the church will stay clear of any blame.
Oh, that's so cute.
Why shouldn't it? We had nothing to do with those atrocities.
I know that, old friend. But surely our enemies will not ignore an opportunity like this.
I suppose so. Our violent past coming back to haunt us.
Sadly, the fact that one of our people was victimized will inevitably draw eyes upon the church.
Yes.
Australian
maybe
dulcet
it's in our
tones.
best interest to invite the police as a gesture of good faith.
It would certainly show them that we have nothing to hide.
Very well. Let's bring the subject to a vote at the council tonight.
Okay. So after all this, they're going to let
At
us
the
in.
very least, it seems like the church leadership didn't sanction the murders. I'll wait a bit and see if they leave.
Okay. Just hang in the vent. A secretaire.
Second secretary.
Administrative paperwork.
Sit in it.
I don't think it's safe to go back that way. Wow, that's a lot of books. They have an impressive library here. Wow, that's...
Welcome, visitor.
No, Socrates
Special
Quartus.
Agent, Violent Crimes Central Bureau.
Oh, it's you again. The man from the train.
Indeed. I never forget a face, but I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
It's
I don't
Agent
remember.
England.
Ah, I am Vilgoods. I assume you are aware of our legal status.
Yes, I've been informed. But tell me this. If you had nothing to hide, why would you invoke said legal status?
A church needn't have things to hide to be protective of its privacy. But to prove you wrong, I'll
I
answer
like that.
any questions you might have.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll take you up on that.
Well, Mr. Lie Detector. Let's see. What about my gun?
No, I don't want to provoke him. He could still call for the guards.
Okay. What about my boyfriend?
So this is the person I
Oh, wow.
left behind. Alex.
I see. He passed away.
Yes.
My condolences. I'll pray for his soul.
Okay, it's like in the logic of us doing it. It's like, oh, I'll answer murders about your investigation. And she's like, this is a picture of my boyfriend.
I don't want to share that with him. Recognize this?
I do. Read it even many years ago.
Know thy enemy?
Something like that.
That's evidence. I shouldn't show it to just anyone. Do you recognize this woman?
I do. That's one of the teachers, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much sums up what I know about her.
Okay.
Oh, no blip.
No blip.
I don't need to know his opinion on that. I don't need to know his opinion on that. I'll keep it to myself.
True.
I don't want the church to know too much about the case. I don't need to use any force with him.
Yet.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, let's bring this back though. What if I go invisible in front of him? He'll think that I'm Jesus.
Not while we're talking.
Okay.
Not while we're talking.
Okay.
What do you know about the murder in the workshop hall?
Not much at all. Only that a carpenter was brutally killed there in the night.
What do you know about the murder in the museum?
Only what my fellow church members have told me, that Maya Strand was stabbed to death by a mysterious killer.
I'm still trying to think where we know him from the train. Like that. Maybe I'll have to rewatch my VOD.
What's your take on the conflict?
It's just
Oh, those heretics? Haven't heard anything of them in many years. As far as I know, they are firmly confined to the ash heap of history by now.
Some might argue with that. Your church has a violent past with them, hasn't it?
There's no denying that. We fought many battles with their kind in the youth of our movement.
And now?
Don't be absurd. They are practically eradicated, and we have been a peaceful group for decades.
What do you
with
think
guns
about
with
their
submachine guns.
Certainly dangerous doctrines if left unchecked. The conduit believes humans will create God in their image, instead of the other way around. In their folly, they forget that humans are flawed, and that their creations will inevitably inherit those flaws. The false god they aspire to create may demand sacrifices they're not prepared for.
So Leonard Dahl, one of your members, was killed yesterday.
I had a feeling your inquiry would lead us to him.
Of course.
Can you think of anyone who would want him dead?
No. He was a loyal member of the church for many years. Kind of a loner, but always helpful and polite. He did have a strangeness to him, though. A look in his eyes like he was stuck in perpetual contemplation. It seemed as if he was constantly on the verge of, but never quite able to reach, some sort of profound revelation.
Any hint of a violent side to him?
No. To my knowledge, Leonard never committed any violence, nor did he express any desire to do so.
This church, EPOS, what are your teachings?
At our core, we are an Orthodox Christian church. We believe in the one true God and His only Son, Jesus Christ.
And what sets your group apart from other Christians?
Two things. The reverence of the essential humanity in each and every one of us, and our stalwart opposition to false idols. Prior to the collapse, the great flood of our time, we arose as a reaction to the disgraceful habits of that era. The widespread worship of anything and everything but God. Wealth, fame, mindless pleasure. The sickening mutilation of our bodies to the point where some were more machine than human.
No tattoos
and the
or
worst of all, the pursuit of AI superintelligences. False gods that humans aspired to construct for themselves. We oppose it all for the glory of our Creator and the salvation in our future.
And how do you go about preventing people from worshipping these false gods?
Not by violence, if that's what you're implying. Such things belong to the past.
So it's just a coincidence that the only armed man I've seen in Nordson was right behind your doors?
Sadly, the world is still in a state where men with guns are a necessary evil.
Bullshit.
However, no laws have been broken. We have every right to bear arms.
It's interesting because, like, in a lot of, like, media and, not media, but like TV shows and movies kind of media, you always have the religious people that are against AI and things like that. But I don't really see that happening in real life. Like, currently there's the whole trend of AI pictures, creating, pictures based on other people's art and things like that. You see the artists up in arms, but never the religious, like the deep fakes and the... I know it's not quite AI, and we do have AI in other aspects of things, but I've never really heard any church or anything stand up against it.
Yeah, so they're sort of stuck with their old issues like homosexuality, transgenderism, and all those sort of rooted in that, and that they don't look at anything newer, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you know what kinds of books Leonard liked to read?
One book he borrowed frequently was The Kingdom of God is Within You. In fact, it still hasn't been returned. It should be among his estate.
Would you be able to say if he had any favorite quotes from that book?
No,
I'll have
you
to
should
see the
ask
actual
someone
book.
who spent more time with him.
Fine, I'll do that. What kind of book is it anyway?
It's about non-violence, to summarize.
Got it. Thanks.
By the Assassin. Assassin's favorite book is about non-violence.
Is this guy? Well, we don't know if he's an assassin just yet, but sort of.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it kind of feels like he might be. Do you think he's gonna like Volta or not?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna say he doesn't like him much.
Yeah, because the AI thing, or it being close.
But he seems like the kind of man who plays the part of the clown to hide a deep wound.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
What do you think of Gabriel?
Kurt's nephew. We only met briefly a few times.
What's your opinion on Dr. Pearson?
He and I have quite different takes on life and death, to put it lightly. But alas, a man of my age needs to see a physician regularly to keep the Grim Reaper at bay. So I grit my teeth and endure half an hour of his morbid humor for the sake of my health.
That's
fair. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he seems, considering he's the only doctor in town, he seems like a very unlikable person.
I guess he has the like the freedom to do that because there's no other option.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on Maya Strand?
She was my polar opposite in almost every way. But I enjoyed the occasional late-night chess game with
Interesting.
her in the canteen. It's fascinating how trivial activities like board games can bring such different people together.
Yeah.
Goes without saying that I was as shocked and appalled as anyone when I learned of what happened to her.
What's your opinion on Stina Ruth?
Cunning woman, that one. And she's been a thorn in our side ever since she joined the town council.
Yeah? How so?
She has a penchant for political obstruction. Things like hindering our building permits or imposing unreasonable restrictions on our street preaching.
Ah, the bastard.
Why do you think she's been acting that way?
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say she has some kind of grudge. Some Christian out there must have greatly angered her at some point.
Oh man, do you remember what's it called? What's that? There's a church on Flinders and Swanston Street. You know the one I'm referring to?
The cathedral.
Yeah, can't remember what it's called, but there's always a dude there preaching with an amp. So he's got his microphone and amp and just
I
constantly.
didn't think it was necessarily always there. It's always on one of the corners up Swanson Street. But yeah.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
That's weird. Yeah, because it's also like he's just shouting. But to someone who's not a Christian, it doesn't make sense. Like I sort of grew up Christian-like, but never really went to church. So as someone who hasn't read the Bible, it's nonsense. It's like Jesus said, and it's just gibberish.
With no
it's like,
context.
With that context, it doesn't mean anything. And he's saying it like it should strike a chord, but it's like someone just shouting Shakespeare, and like it doesn't mean anything unless you know some of the touchstones.
What do you think of Commissary Anderson?
He's no member of the church, but he's a fine man blessed with strong Christian morals. Compassionate, forgiving, and open-minded. I was good friends with his late father, and I'm glad to see that his son followed in his footsteps.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is, the school teacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
I believe I've seen her around town with the school children, but I don't know much about her.
I don't know much.
What do you know about Carl Oscarson?
I must confess I didn't even know his name before I heard he was a murder victim.
Do you know who Leonard Dahl's brother is?
I believe his name is Rolf.
Oh,
Quite
you know
a
Rolf.
shady character, if you ask me.
He's the guy in the garden.
The gardener.
Yeah.
Yes, that's him.
What can you tell me about Rolf?
Not my favorite person. He mocked the Lord when I first met him, and I don't take kindly to that sort of behavior.
Thin skin. I think we've gone through everything now.
That's all, for now.
Understood. I'll be here if you have more inquiries.
Nice. Does that mean I can go to and fro now without being shot at? Hopefully. He didn't lie once. That's kind of cool.
I'm starting to think they're not involved, which is a bit disappointing.
But
But
led back here. Good. Since I left the door unlocked behind me, I'll be able to come back the same way.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So the first thing, I guess we got to speak to.
Can we look at the completed street art?
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, it seems more and more like Leonard is the assassin.
My interpretation must have been spot on.
What's that?
So it seems like Leonard was the assassin, but wasn't with the church because the way they described him being quiet and intense. And then his note suggested he was doing it out of his own accord.
Mimir. Here we go. Hey, Rolf.
Replica of Prospect. Hello, Rolf.
Hey, look, I'm pretty busy.
Larry David.
Not really a good time to talk.
That's right. We saw him
This
at the
can't
top.
wait. You heard about your brother, right?
It's a small town. What do you think?
Sorry about your loss, but I really need to ask you some questions.
Fine.
Is your name Rolf?
What can you tell me about yourself, Rolf?
I'm not in the mood for small talk. Ask your questions so I can get back to work.
Relaxed.
What kind of relationship did you have with your brother?
The sibling kind. We weren't enemies, if that's what you're asking. The rest is really none of your business.
Oh, suspicious.
What's your opinion on Gabriel?
The cop? Can't say I enjoy his company. Last time we met, he gave me a couple of nasty bruises.
Resisting arrest?
That'd certainly be how he'd justify it.
What do you think of Dr. Pearson?
I'm trying to stay far away from that wisecracking quack.
Quack?
You heard me. All I need in terms of medicine, I find in herbs and plants.
And Dr. Pearson doesn't take kindly to that?
He should mind his own business is all.
All right, Volta. Is he going to like him or not? I think he's going to hate him.
What do you think
I
of
can like him.
He's kind of a loon, isn't he? And coming from me, that's saying a lot.
Did you know Maya Strand?
A bit. She approached me a few months back about refining edible plants
Right.
into a nutrient paste. I helped her plant some quality fungi for it, in exchange for a cut of the harvest. Then she got herself killed, so I guess all of that was a waste of time.
Brutal.
That's a
You're calculating.
I guess so. I'm sorry about what happened to her, but I still gotta eat.
What do you think of Stina Ruth?
I have no idea who that is.
What's your opinion on Commissary Anderson?
For a chief of police, he's all right. He's actually fair, unlike some
hates
his
Gabriel.
underlings.
How so? You think they're harassing you?
Abso-friggin-lutely. One little mistake, those guys start hounding you night and day.
How much that's true. It's like, I just one little mistake, like urinating in front of in the public or throwing a bottle against another house. And like, how much of that is just, yeah. How much of it is like, if you knew what it was for, you'd go, okay, no.
She also calls herself Melinda.
Sure, I've seen her around, but that's pretty much it.
What do you know about the murder in the museum?
Nothing but the talk of the town. That Maya Strand was stabbed by some maniac.
Did we know she was murdered in the museum?
I remember much about that one.
Doesn't ring a bell, but...
What do you know about the conduit?
You know I'm a gardener, not an electrician, right?
That's not... Never mind. I'm sorry, Rolf, but I have to ask you about your brother's death.
I know, and I wish I had something to give you, but I don't know what happened.
Okay.
So you have no idea who'd want to kill Leonard?
It's gotta be the nutjob who killed those other people, right?
It's possible, but far from certain. When was the last time you talked to your brother?
A week and a half ago, or so.
Okay. How did he seem? What did you two discuss?
He was his usual self, but what we talked about is private.
Look, every little detail matters. What he said could be the key to finding his killer.
I'm not gonna betray his trust. If you want to arrest me, go ahead. But that's all I'm gonna say.
Alright, so before we do the book quote, we actually have to go to grab the book. Because it's us quoting the book to him, right? So then he'll give us his shit. That was my assumption.
So to the Americans watching, that's a New York accent, right? Because I don't think anyone's had a strong accent, but that's definitely New York.
Let's try it.
What can you tell me about the Church of Epos? I know for a fact that your brother was a member.
So? That's not a crime.
Come on, Rolf, work with me.
Hey,
Don't you
I'm
want me to
walking
catch your brother's killer?
Yes, he was a member, but I'm not. I spent 10 years trying to get him out of that place.
Why would you do that?
Because he changed. He became this
What if he's the
sullen,
killer?
slow, serious, fucking block of a person. He used to be so full of life, you know. I know he died just yesterday, but the Leonard I grew up with, he's been dead for a long time.
I understand, Rolf. Thanks for sharing.
Okay, we're not going to do the book
That's
quote
it
just yet.
for now.
Good.
Alright, where was it again? It was here and then up here. Yep. Nacho boy. Nacho's tongue isn't as big as Lily's, is it?
There it is, the book from the library. Got it. The Kingdom of God is Within You by Leo Tolstoy. This looks ancient, pre-collapse for sure. A number of pages are marked in the margins, likely to easily find them. Even if one of the marked pages contains the quote I need, there's too much text. I'll need more to go on. Maybe someone who had regular contact with Leonard would know the quote if they saw it.
So it's his brother or it's the it must be the church guy.
That'd be the brother.
Well,
That'd be the brother, wouldn't it?
The brother's the one we're meant to give the quote to, according to the note. I'm gonna flip through again.
Grandmaster Otto, if you are reading this, it means that I have failed.
Oh, hang on.
I'm sorry, but I didn't want to involve the church unless absolutely necessary. My brother has some things for you. They will be self-explanatory. I told him to only give them up to the person who repeats the famous quote from my favorite book.
Okay, yeah, we get the quote from this guy.
I'm sure you
Okay.
remember. Blessings from Leonard, your most humble and loyal servant.
Ah, you found the book.
Sure did.
Yes, it was among Leonard's belongings. Do you happen to know any quote from it that he was fond of?
Afraid not. I didn't have any contact with him, so I couldn't say.
Man, that's okay. So,
Oh, the co-worker?
oh, hang on. Maybe
Who would the co-worker be?
the co-worker's gone. He hightailed it. I'm just gonna quickly just see what happens.
Hey, I had a few more inquiries.
Fine.
I should keep this to myself, or he might figure out that I'm not the person Leonard wanted to have the evidence. No, I don't want to tip him off.
Okay. So it must
That's
be
it, for now.
Must be the guy you're referring to. Maybe he's back at work. No, we just went there. Maybe he's in the bar now. We'll have a look. Yeah, not there.
Wasn't the sick guy, was he?
Sick guy. Don't think
Doctor's
so.
clinic.
We can check that in a moment. I just want to maybe the guy.
Again? No way. I should.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe the guy with the gun at the front might know him. Oops, wrong way. Please be in the canteen. There he is. Oh, there's two new people. Who's this?
Hi there.
Hello, stranger.
Newcomer, right?
You're a Jedi.
What brings you to town?
And I was going to say gender flip strider.
I'm here for matters of the faith, you could say.
I understand. Well, best of luck with that.
Hey, buddy.
Hey there. How are you holding up?
Oh, you again. I'm doing okay. Any luck with the case?
Some. Have time for more questions?
I suppose.
Top 3 cybernetic implants. That's a good one. All right, let's see. I love the idea of like hydraulic legs, so you can jump really high and run really fast. That's a pretty good one. Definitely eyesight would be a good one too. To be able to see in the dark, or I mean, the one in this game seems pretty good. See in the dark and zoom really, really far. That'd be good. Not having to wear glasses. Let's see, what else is there? Maybe like robo gills or something. I don't know if that's really a cybernetic implant, but like to allow you to breathe underwater, that would be pretty cool. So I'll reverse the rating. Eyes are the best one, then robo gills, and then robo legs. Those would be my top 3. What about you, Steve?
You guys is definitely top. The other one I can think of, it's kind of boring because it doesn't give you anything, but just having a proper spine, like one that isn't going to degrade over time or
okay, gotcha.
properly shaped.
You could just say a full metal skeleton then, right? Like Wolverine, like adamantium
Yeah, because like
skeleton.
joints would be good as well if they joints that don't wear.
Yeah, you exactly like your avatar right there. The T800 body. So you had eyes, then skeleton. What's the third?
I mean, fingers that like detect stuff.
Oh, so you just touch something and you automatically know it's like chemical makeup or something? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's just like the thing I remember, because this isn't cybernetic augments, but maybe stuff like this. Like I heard of people slicing the ends of their fingers open and placing a magnet underneath.
Oh, I've heard that too.
And stitching it up.
Yeah.
And they can feel, it means because the nerves are so sensitive there, the magnets vibrate when electric current goes over them. You can feel electrical things. So stuff like that where it'd be probably more advanced than that. We can sense more stuff, but yeah, the kind of the ability to sense electric fields or that kind of thing.
Yeah. What about you, Carl? What are yours? What are your top 3 cybernetic implants?
I could actually like allow you to hear through walls and stuff like that. Like it's like hold your fingers against the wall and you can feel the vibrations.
Oh, and like decipher the vibrations into like waveforms.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the murder of Carl Oscarson?
Not really, just hearsay. I'm sure you've heard it all before.
Do you know anything about the murder of Maya Strand?
No, I rarely go to the museum these days.
What do you know about the conduit?
You mean like for electricity?
No, it's an organization. Pro AI.
Oh, never heard of them.
What can you tell me about Leonard's death?
I already told you everything I know about that.
What's your opinion on the Free Church of Epos?
I don't know much about it, but going to church doesn't sound like the worst idea. Maybe I should go and light a candle for Leonard.
Do you remember Leonard quoting a book?
He used to say this phrase every now and then. Not sure if it's from a book, though.
Yeah? What was the saying?
I don't remember exactly. Something about life and being human, I think. Sorry, might
I'll show in the
recognize
book.
it if I saw it.
Have a look at these marked pages. Does anything remind you of things Leonard used to say?
Give me a minute, will you?
Sure.
Here. The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity. Leonard used to say that whenever I was late for work.
Perfect. Thanks.
No problem.
You know what's really weird about that? Is I was listening to a podcast with John Bernthal, his podcast is called Real Ones, where he interviews like a celebrity person, where they go like they talk about their actual life behind the scenes and things that have affected them and all that. And one of the ones that I listened to was with Shia LaBeouf, because he's known to be this crazy character, right? He assaulted the police officer, he assaulted a woman, he was in the, like, everyone thinks of him as that Looney Tunes guy that shouts, "Do it," and all that. Anyway, in the podcast, he was saying that the Me Too movement was the best thing that ever happened to him because he assaulted that woman. It gave him no wiggle room to get out of it, and then it actually allowed him to change his life because there was no way he could sort of slip away and just explain it off.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things he said was he went to, long story short, he's in some sort of like AA kind of group now, which sure, I don't agree with everything AA does, but he's got this sort of sponsor person that like helps him out every day. But this exact quote, now I listened to this podcast maybe 2 days ago. The soul meaning of life quote that was just mentioned there is something he said as well, to the point where his sole purpose now is to actually become useful to people rather than just being egocentric and all that. It's so weird. Weird the fact that this game brought it up at the same time.
Yeah, I actually didn't know any of that about him, but all I knew was that people generally hated him for no reason, for his acting.
Yeah.
I actually thought he was okay. Then the meme stuff after that, where there was like a resurgence of the Just Do It and...
Yeah, well maybe you should listen to that podcast, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Really sort of insightful. Culinary's ones are electrical current sensor, I guess similar to what yours was, Steve.
Yeah.
Visual substance analyzer. Okay, so that's cool. You can just sort of, kind of like the one in this, right? You can just move the thing over it. Directional microphone. But you'd have it sort of like, this is the way I see it, right? Let's just say you've got the directional microphone to hear things. In order to turn it on, you have to do this. So every time you go like this, that's when it engages, and then you can hear the special stuff.
I was thinking like the Short Circuit movie where it's a little thing that pops out of his head and it just sort of wiggles back and forth.
Oh, okay. Maybe with our eyes idea to have like really good eyes, in order to engage it, we have to do this as well. I can avoid rattlesnakes.
Well, it's like your eyes just, there's no big visual effect, but they suddenly go concave, so that if someone's looking closely, it's the most freakish thing. Because like concave is to pick up sound shape.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, so most people wouldn't notice it, but if someone is looking at your eyes and you do it, it's the creepiest thing.
Rattlesnakes in Cali. Yeah, we're very... I think I'd be very scared if I heard the rattle of a rattlesnake as I'm walking. But then none of our snakes make any noise. So it's kind of even more scary in that sense that you can... Like brown snakes especially.
I reckon I'd probably just walk straight into it without realizing what the rattle sound actually means.
Yeah. I don't know, Cull, can you see a rattlesnake and like you hear a rattlesnake, but if you see a rattlesnake, does that mean you're too close? Will they come and attack you? Or will they, if you give them a wide berth, are you okay? I don't know how rattlesnakes work. Oh, that's yuck. I imagine it'd be like walking outside in summer and hearing like cicadas. Ugh, yuck. I'm not really afraid of snakes, but I think when snakes are in the strike pose, that's where the sort of fear part comes from. Like I can see a snake that's just chilling out, no worries, wouldn't be scared at all. But if it's up doing the thing, no. They coil and wait for you. Artie, fine, welcome in, good to see you. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I guess I've never really... I don't know how to react to those. There's been stories that because we have tiger snakes, which are pretty serious business as well, and I've heard stories of tiger snakes actually chasing you down. Like if they see you and you go to run, they can slither way faster than you can run. So, but then there's some snakes that are a little bit sort of meek and shy and will run away.
No, I can't imagine a snake slithering that fast though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've seen videos. Ali, how you doing? I can't see it. I watched a cool video on a rattlesnake's tail about how it rattles. Like, I always thought that it was bits of dry skin inside the rattle itself, that when shaking it, it rattles like a baby rattle. But it's not. It's like these interlocking pieces of skin that have just enough air gap in each one that when it sort of wiggles and does like a wavy motion, that's the shaking rather than things inside it. It was one of those YouTube shorts that I saw. Alright. Oh, we've got so many.
Do you know Rolf, the plant master?
Sure, he brings our gardening waste to the recycling center every week. He's kind of an asshole, though.
He is.
Always seems to be trying to rip you off.
So tell me what you know about Leonard.
We already went through this. I don't have anything new to add.
What's your opinion on Gabriel?
I couldn't say. I've had very little contact with him.
What's your view of Dr. Pearson?
He's as weird as they come, but everyone knows that. He's a fine doctor anyway.
I'm just going to quickly Google snake top speed. I'm curious now. Okay, so a sidewinder snake, not sure what they are, can slither 29 kilometers per hour.
Yes, that's pretty good.
And I think, let's see how fast the...
I think the sidewinders, when they're at full speed, they sort of slither diagonally.
Oh, that's even scary.
That's why they're sidewinded, but I think that's why they called it that. But yeah, they sort of... I think it's good. That's what makes them go fast. They're not trying to stay straight.
Okay, so Usain Bolt has ran his fastest was 43.99 kilometers per hour. So if you're him, if you're Bolt, you can run faster than the sidewinder rattlesnake. If you're anybody else, you're fucked.
Yeah. and they'll run out of energy faster than you will as well.
Yeah.
That's the warm-blooded versus cold-blooded trade-off.
What do you think of Volter?
Oh man, he's hilarious.
Oh gosh.
But some of his robots really give me the creeps.
Everybody but the school teacher. But the school teacher is like she can see through the matrix. That's what it is.
Did you know?
School teacher and one other person about the asshole.
The museum will recover from her death. She was the driving spirit of that place, and I can't think of anyone who'd be willing to pick up the reins.
What do you think of Stina Ruth, the councilwoman?
Never met her, but I'm not much for politics. I have enough to worry about down here in the real world.
What's your opinion on Commissary Anderson?
I normally don't have much contact with the police, but from what I can tell, he does a fine job.
Do you know Katarina Berg, the teacher?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Oh, no blips.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
A little bit. We both grew up here in town, but we weren't friends or anything. He seemed like the last person you'd think would get murdered, though. Wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay.
What's that mean? I guess if someone's nice, then it's not likely they'll get murdered.
Yeah, at least in heats of anger.
I'll let you get back to your
Yeah.
work.
Okay.
It just, to me, it sounded like not the kind of person I would have thought could run over by a car.
Alright, we've got... Now we need to go see Rolf, get the quote, then speak to the dude.
Hey, I had a few more inquiries.
Fine.
Nah, there's no need to brawl.
Damn it.
The sole meaning of life is to serve humanity.
I don't believe this.
Do you have something for me, Rolf?
I guess so. You know, you're the last person I was expecting. Was my brother a police informant?
Yeah. We were building a case, but that's all I'm at liberty to say.
Shit! That's crazy. Wait here, I'll be right back.
I should have said to him, none of your fucking business, after all the
Here,
grief he's
now
given
go
me.
bury the bastard that killed my brother.
I'll do my very best.
Hopefully it means we can, like, untie it and check out what the
Got rid
package
of the
is.
note. No need to hold on to that. Let's see here. There's
Yes.
an audio tape and a few documents inside. These look like surveillance reports. It seems that Leonard was investigating Carl, Katerina, and Maya. The museum, the junk heap, and the apartment at Mimir Road are all mentioned as locations of interest. Leonard must have followed them around town and documented their activities. There's not much new to me in here, but there's mention of multiple tape recordings. Maybe they can offer some other clue to the killer. I need to figure out some way to play that tape.
I guess we don't have to give this shit to the dude at all. I thought, yeah, we're not gonna go by his wishes. Yeah, we'll just go. We know where to play that tape in the museum.
Yeah, she said, I wonder how I'm going to play this tape. Very much like the other two tapes I've played.
Can't account for everything, I guess.
Mm.
I don't see how those things work together.
Whoop, wrong thing. Not in the main.
Yeah, it was on. Yeah.
This tape is in pretty bad shape, but I might be able to do something with this machine here.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have to splice it together with tape or something.
Alright, looks like
Yeah,
the
we
machine
are.
has analyzed the tape. Maybe I can reduce some or all of this noise.
Okay. What's this do?
Filter.
I think I need to work with smaller sections of the tape by using those two yellow selection sliders.
Oh, so we need to get, I guess, capture noise.
Well, let's
And
play it
then-
and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, so we need to.
So, and all
Okay,
the
so-
spikes, maybe?
Well, the first one is I can't point at the screen. A bit more to the left. Just to the left of that spike, the little spike next to the one you just got to. Oh, sorry, right. A little bit to the right.
Yeah, you tell me when to stop.
Keep going past the big one. Past the other tall one. Stop.
So on here,
Yeah.
and then what about this
So that-
slider?
To the leftmost part that you're at. Yeah, there.
Okay.
There? Yeah.
Error, cannot filter multiple.
I shouldn't do that before I filtered out all the noise.
Maybe there's other things we
Get
can
the one to the left to the right a bit more.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so that one's filtered.
All right, so let's
I guess widen them out again to play the whole thing. So there's a sound of a clanging. There was a clanging sound, so we isolated that one.
All right, so we'll just isolate this douche douche.
Yeah, maybe that one as well.
Okay.
And then the wind.
Oh,
So that whole big section was the wind.
Yeah, well, these are kind of the same as well. So maybe we just have to isolate each individual one of these. So like this.
Do that one first. Just to make sure it's one of the things. Yeah. Let's play.
Thunder. Okay. It's when Artie Fine comes in the house. This is where this plays. Alright, and then we up the volume.
Baby,
Oh yeah, look at that. We're pros.
I can't shake the feeling that someone is onto us.
We've been careful. You're imagining things, Carl.
Baby, I can't wait to be done with all of this and just go be a family.
Me either, my love. Me either. Did you get the package?
Yes, had a look inside. CPUs, neural cores, major third-degree violations.
I don't like it any more than you do, but it will keep Maya off our backs for a while.
Fuck, Mel, it's too hot. Terrorist classified hot. By definition, we're terrorists now.
Don't be dramatic. We'll keep our heads down, let Maya have her fun, then eject from this whole mess.
Things used to be so simple around here.
Okay.
I need to do one more. Because I know we just heard the whole thing, but to pass this, we might need to do one more because there were wind chimes at the start. So play it again.
I can't shake the feeling that someone is onto us.
Seems pretty good.
After that one.
Feeling that someone is onto us.
We've been careful. You're imagining things, Carl.
There.
I think I can see the waveform going in through the here, so I'll do it to here.
It looks clean now. If I try to filter out more, I might mess up the voices.
Okay, we got it.
I was wrong. I don't know why it showed us the wind chimes. Actually, that might be telling us something that's important.
You know, one thing that bugs me a little bit, and a lot of media and people and all this get this wrong as well, is she goes, "Me either, my love, me either," but the word is neither, not either, because if you reverse it and say neither can I, you don't say either can I. Alright. Done.
Interesting. If only I knew where it was recorded.
Look for the wind chimes. It's near David.
Okay.
Let's go there now. Oh, which is outside, what's his face's name? The ventriloquist's place.
There we are.
Oh, those must be the chimes I heard on Leonard's tape. That means Carl and Katerina were here when they were recording.
They're admiring the penis,
I
right?
should have a look around.
Should have a look around.
But no one will hear us over the sound of this penis.
Steve once again lives up to his name as the filth-bag pirate.
An anatomically correct gentleman. Volter's Robot Emporium.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Guilty as sin.
I wonder. There's something taped here under the bench. A tape recorder. This must be what Leonard used to record Carl and Katerina. There's still a
one of those old-fashioned recorders. The whole big one just taped to the bottom.
Crap, looks like the recorder is busted. I'll just ditch it and keep the tape.
How did it get busted? It was working to record. That's okay, we'll go back to our... I actually kind of liked that mini game just then. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Museum. It reminds me of the with your whole can't hear over the sound of the penis is the Homer better speak up, I'm wearing a towel, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's just a good one.
Let me worry about Carl. I'll find a way to make him see the value of our cause.
Ooh.
He's a liability, Katerina. It's only a matter of time before he figures out our true plans for the vessel.
Maya, just don't call our child that.
What? Vessel? But that's exactly what it is. A vessel for Huldra. Don't get emotionally attached. We must put our own selfish desires aside. How many children can she not save? How much suffering can she not end?
I know, Master. It's just hard.
Master?
What if something went wrong? What if this is all for nothing?
You need to have faith, sister.
Ever since I was little, I have sung to the tune of these machines. Now, is your wrist implant working as expected?
I think so.
Did we shoot it out?
Doesn't itch anymore, at least.
I'll run a diagnostic later. I also put in a little surprise.
Let me guess. A bomb?
Is that sarcasm? It doesn't befit you. No, a fake biometric signature.
Oh. For the city trench coats? Why would one of them ever come to Nordsund?
It's just precaution. We won't remain here forever. I haven't gotten us this far by avoiding contingencies, have I?
I suppose not.
Should have aimed for the head.
Katerina played me good. She is one of them. I must go and confront her.
All right, and you know what? That is the perfect spot to leave it until next time. That'll go off like a bang, I'm sure. Let's quickly have a look to see if anyone's online to raid. It's fantastic hanging out with you guys, as always.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
You know what? Doesn't look like it. That's fine. That's cool. We'll just go quietly into the night. All right. Upcoming streams. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe if I get some time on Saturday morning. I do have my in-laws' Christmas festivities at lunchtime. But if I can get some time before then, I might do a cheeky little Rocksmith stream. It's been a while since I've played. So we do that Saturday morning, which is 9 a.m. my time usually. Yeah, that's really all I've got. Awesome. Well, we'll catch you all later. Thank you, Steve, as always. And
Thanks, everyone.
yeah, see you next time. Doodles.
See everyone.